That's 10-4. I got you.
Apparently you have to wait for the refresh screen for going live to actually go live before you close out or before you switch out of the tab. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. I am gonna need to cut down on Highway 1 and then try to go back towards Hoopston or back towards Paxton. I may go down further on Highway 1. I'm gonna have to punch this regardless, so maybe I'll get lucky and get some hail. I'm gonna have to punch this regardless. That way I can see if I can get down to this other stuff. So when I get to Highway 1, I'm gonna drop south and see what I can do. But I'm probably gonna take hail as soon as I go south. I've got 3.5 miles to turn south. So I don't know what size the hail is, but I can see the core that I'm probably gonna end up driving straight through. So we'll see what happens. Well, we're not gonna get anywhere driving at or below the speed of the storms. I'll tell you that. What is that coming out of the sky? Y'all see that in front of me? I don't think it's anything, but we've had a history of land spouts, so I definitely want to pay attention. I don't see anything moving on it, so I don't think it's spinning like it could be a land spout. So yeah, it doesn't look like it's spinning, but it's definitely suspicious, to say the least, given the land spout history on these storms. Oh my god. Okay. Looks like another zooms on the order. I'm gonna drop and get south of all of this crud that's forming along the front. Maybe I take hail. Well, if we're going slower than the speed of the storms, then I'm not going to be able to get the hail core. I've got to stay just ahead if I'm going to intercept it. I've got to lead it a little bit. Here we are, granny driving. Alright, 1.5 miles I can drop south. I should hopefully be able to stay up ahead of it, hopefully. But I'm gonna get south, so I've got let's see if we can punch through this, see if there's any hail in here. If there is, it might be small by this point, but I've got stuff behind it that could be a little better.
Blaze, the only report I got on the storm that you're going to be punching through right now is 50 mile per hour wind gusts. No hail reports as of right now.
Yeah, I saw that wind report come in. It does have a whitish tint to it, so there may be some small hail in it, but we're finna find out. Oh, severe warning. Severe warning for Bloomington as we speak.
Yeah, I've been watching that one closely. It's already warned for 1.25 inches.
Should have held my ground. Alright, let's see. It's getting ready to get real hectic, so we'll see what happens here. Well, I hear what sounds like solider items pinging off my windshield, but I can't tell if that's debris coming off the ground from this dude's tires or like tiny little pieces of hail. Since it was intermittent, I'm going to say that it was pieces of debris on the road from this dude's tires. Southbound and down, here we go. Yeah, I might go further south and then cut over, because it looks like this stuff's starting to move southeast, so I need to stay down from it. So I'm probably gonna have to go further into Vermilion County and then cut across. further south and then cut across. I wonder what this highway here is. 136. Highway 136 could be the move. Or south? I think the move is to go south where the roads are drier and then cut west when we go south. That might be the move. That I'm looking to get on is literally right, like the storms are literally scraping the bottom edge of that road. So I can get on that road where it's a little drier and punch it and see what we can find. Definitely wind going on right now. course this town has bad cell service. So it's 59 degrees where I'm at. Probably 10 miles to my south, it's 85. If that says anything. On the north side of Danville, it is 85. And I'm between Rossville and Alvin, and it is 59. So that shows how sharp this cold front is. Literally just racing the cold front. Tornado Odyssey. on these storms, which I'll be riding the southern edge of them anyway. I've just got to watch for land spouts because we've got a history of land spouts on these storms. So, which is a tornado that is surface based instead of cloud based, and they are usually a lot weaker in nature. Usually, keyword usually. This might be my road right here, actually. I think it is 136, I believe. Yep, that's it. We're gonna make a right. We're gonna scrape the bottom edge of these storms for now until they start coming south even more, which because they've already been doing that. Oh yeah, the slow car's going this way. That's cool. We'll make it count. Give me an opening and I got him.
Looks like there's a couple of new cells forming south of that train of storms, just south of Farmer City. I would keep an eye on.
Alright, yeah, I see those. I'm highly intrigued about the shape on this storm to the east or the southeast of Bloomington. I am intrigued by that. I mean, I don't see anything concerning, so to speak, in terms of velocity, but it's got an interesting shape. I wouldn't be surprised if that one drops down a land spout. Oh yeah, 66 degrees. We just jumped almost 10 degrees. This wind is cooking right now. Shows how hard these winds are kicking right now. It's kicking up plumes of dust like that. So like right now I'm having to keep a death grip on the wheel just to keep it straight because this wind is absolutely pushing right now.
Blaze, actually you're talking about right now on your stream. If it just came to mind that if you have any like dust storms or anything, that might be pretty good content to have as well.
Up ahead, you can see where a lot of this rain's getting pushed to. Oh, lightning! You can see some of the structure on the stream. This structure is pretty good too. fear a bad service area coming up. I've got a.
You drive into one of those, guarantee a paycheck probably, especially if it's zero visibility.
I'm gonna go after this hail and then see what I can do for dust. and then there's that over there. I just don't know if I can get to it from here. So powerful if we do get into some of this dust, though. Watching for anything coming up out of that dust, because land spouts can form out of this stuff. So I'm watching pretty closely to see if a land spout forms in it, which we have had land spout reports today. There's some other good dust to our right as well. Further down than I anticipated it being. got better cell service. Yeah, there is some dust over there. Right around the I-74 area. Where's this hail core at? Dying off. Okay. So we'll find some dust and then see what this other stuff coming down towards like the Champaign area end up doing. 'Cause there's storms forming back near like Champaign. A lot of that dust looks like it's up in the air. Bro, what are you doing? I've got places to be, and you're over here pediddling. Alright. You can see that whole wall of dust over there. That's what I'm kind of intrigued about. Obviously, I'm not going to get on I-74 with it.
Yeah, that dust wall in their stream looks pretty crazy. This could be interesting.
Yeah, I'm not going to get on I-74 with it, for sure. But I'll parallel it on this little county road. I mean, as this thing wraps around, you can see it down I-74 over there. If I can get it to focus, you can see it down there. And just runs all the way across. And right next to me is I-74. Obviously, I'm not going to be on the interstate with something like that happening. That is just asking for trouble. Interstates are a nightmare when storm chasing. There's very few times they help out. So... probably my move, to go north and stay north of Champaign. I definitely don't want to go through Champaign right now. I'd rather stay out in the boonies. That's not my road. Is it? No, that is not. Up here is where the stop sign's at. I guess that should be a dead giveaway. There's a road right there. Be a good reason to stop. Probably just rain, but we are going to punch a core because I'm liking the stuff back here near Bloomington. If it can hold up, that'd be great. I've got a perfect shot north. Perfect shot north. Because my whole goal today was get hail, and I'm going to find some somehow, some way. So... over 110 miles an hour. That's what that alarm is. So for a minute there, I was taking EF2 level winds or Category 3 hurricane level winds on the front of my car between my speed and the headwind speed. I'm heading up north of Champaign to whatever that main highway is to take you over to the south side of Bloomington. There's some interesting hail cores there, and I'm hoping I can catch them while they're still on that storm. Don't know what route I'm on, but Gifford looks like the town, whatever, Highway 136. That's what I'm looking to jump on, Highway 136, and then get up or go west on that. See if I can catch up to these storms with hail cores. That's got a severe thunderstorm warning on it now. What for? 1 inch hail. Okay. So I might get some hail pretty quick, actually. maintain that. Understand like how funny this car feels right now between the water on the road and the wind blowing me. Like, this car is very wobbly at the moment. Actually see the structure on this storm now. There, it focuses. Beautiful storm structure, really is. Really tall. I mean, that is a very tall storm. Probably every bit of 40 to 50,000 feet in the air. So it is such a beautiful storm. Are you serious? Did you really pull out? And are you serious? Are you actually serious right now? You pulled out, cut straight over here, and you're just sitting there, and your brake lights are constantly lit up. That's also great. So I don't know when you're going to hit your brakes. Illinois gonna Illinois, I guess. guess I can cut down and catch this one. It's going up. And then go back to the original. Because that one's going down, but this is going up. And we've seen how these have been going up quick. So I'll cut down and see what we can find. Get south of town on this highway. Wish I could see, but there's a train sitting there. Okay, that clears out. Cut across here just so I can look and see what we got. Figure out where this is going. These trees clear up, come up here to get away from typical Ohio Valley stuff, and then run into typical Ohio Valley stuff. Okay, what is this doing and where? Okay, so rain bands over there, possible white next to us, potentially. It's getting cold right here, actually. Throw this jacket on. Step out there and take a look at this thing. Oh, it's getting ready to hit. Okay. Like now. It's going severe as well. Alright, let me get out and show you what I'm looking at. Alright. right there is rain. That's all rain. You can see where it turns white. That is either the sun shining through or that is hail. It can be either one. The hail usually comes up as white. You can see it in contrast next to the two. So I believe the hail is right there. So I want to watch where that goes and then see what happens there. They've already severe warned this storm, which I'm not 100% that it's actually got hail. You can also see right there too, the white coming out. Yeah. Gray is rain, white is hail. So we may end up turning back around real quick. Yeah, we're probably gonna end up going back north. Good thing about this road is it goes back. If not, I'm gonna fucking back up and just go straight north. I really don't care at this point. I want hail. That one over there by Champaign, god darn. Landon, if you're still watching, y'all gonna have some good hail coming through you here in just a second. There's a tornado warning. What? In Indiana, there is a tornado warning. Just south of Lafayette. Got some decent hail coming down it right now, which sucks for me. There it goes. If I can get back onto 136 and go back east, that would be great. try to get back east and then drop south to get down to this storm. I'll probably end up backtracking exactly where I just came from. Gotta love these messy setups. Dude, where are you turning? You've had your turn signal on for 8 miles. Oh god, that's some giant hail that's gonna skim through the Danville area. If it hits a Potomac when it goes south, that'd be great. Warned for 2-inch hail going towards Danville. 2-inch hail now. They upgraded the warning. Considerable damage tag. There's another storm trailing right behind it with hail. I'm going to see if I can't get a hold of that one. Oh, that other one's going up pretty good too. I'm gonna stop and wait on that actually, because I'm in position for it. So I'm gonna go find somewhere to pull off and wait on that. coming through, all the white streamers going across the ground kept making my head snap around. Because usually you see that in like tornado wind. Like around the tornadoes, freaking wind field, you'll see the white stuff like that flying around it.